Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Saturday, June 28th, and we're out on a recon mission. We got a bunch of us that are in the loop as far as what goes on in Kennerdell. Received a message via Facebook that one of the bridges on Dennison Run Trail got annihilated by a tree the other day, but they never really said which one it was or anything else. So you know me, I gotta go check it out. So off we go. We got 3/4 of a mile before we get to the Dennison Run Trail, and then how far we'll be able to go once we get up there is unknown. So here we go. Okay, while I'm walking, I'll do some talking, tell you a little bit about this place, or at least what I know about it. We are in what is known as the Kennerdell Tract of the Clear Creek State Forest. Now, Clear Creek State Forest can be a little confusing if you're researching it, because the bulk of the Clear Creek State Forest is in Jefferson and Clarion counties, but there are 3 tracts to the state forest. There's a main tract, which of course is up around Clear Creek State Park and Sigel, and then there's the Maple Creek tract, which borders Cook's Forest, and then there's this tract, which is the Kennerdell tract, which I said. And the Kennerdell tract is like a little over 1,300 acres, and it borders the Allegheny River. And from what I understand, this tract was purchased by the state in 1980 with the intention of it becoming a state park, and it was to be called Allegheny Gorge State Park. Well, during the early 80s, you know, money got tight and budget cuts and so forth, and that plan was abandoned. So it became part of the state forest system. And I've researched in pretty good depth as who owned the land before the state did, and I can't really seem to ascertain that information. So if anybody out there knows, I'd appreciate it. But this place is it's becoming more popular, but for a long time it was really quite a secret, and I'd like to keep it that way, but you know. Okay, well, we're down to a spot, and it looks like they took some trees or something out of here, and that house over there, if anybody wants to know what to get me for Christmas, yeah, put a big red bow on it. I call that place Little Cabela's because it looks like Cabela's. Okay, we're making progress. You'll see that this road is blazed in red, and if you look on maps of this area, they'll show what I'm walking on as the river trail, but you'll see it is a drivable road. But this road is only open in hunting season from mid-October to mid-December, which on one hand, it kind of irks me because, you know, people like myself who don't hunt but frequent the area can't use it to drive on. But on the other hand, I can see the point. In fact, I can see this point more than I can the other, because if everybody drove on this thing, it would just be a mess. You can see it's only one lane. People would be meeting each other, and it would just be a screwed up mess. So yeah, it's kind of a pain to walk it all the time, but it's not like it's not a pretty walk, especially when I show you what I'm going to show you. Yeah, we got rhododendrons in bloom. There isn't a lot of mountain laurel in here, but there's plenty of rhododendrons. And the mountain laurel, I think it would probably be done by now, except for a few hangers on. All right. At first I thought that was a boat in the background. Can you hear it? It's not. It's somebody mowing grass. We are getting close to the intersection of Dennison Run Trail and the mouth of Dennison Run. But as I said earlier, the original intention was to make this a state park, and it was to be named Allegheny Gorge State Park, which on one hand kind of makes me chuckle a little bit, because this area isn't exactly what I would call a gorge compared to, say, something like Pine Creek in the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon or Letchworth up in New York. But the bulk of this place is on a plateau at the top of this hill. And to get to the top of that hill, it is a pretty good elevation gain. It's like 400 feet. For a young pup, nothing to it. For me, I got to stop about every 300 feet. But yeah, I think besides the budgetary thing, I think a lot of the reason why this wasn't developed further than it was is simply because of the topography of the place. Everybody would want to camp along the river, but logistically, to get to the river, you would have to come in from up above. And while it's not out of the question to cut a road down through there, it would be very expensive. And I think it would require a lot of maintenance. Okay, here we are. We're at the mouth of Dennison. And it's not flowing quite as heavy as I thought it would be, but let's go. We are at the mouth of Dennison Run, where it hits the Allegheny River. And yeah, it looks like this area, man, I don't think any of that was like that last time I was here. I've seen this spot where I'm standing right now to be knee deep in water, and I'm kind of surprised that the water in the creek's not higher than it is. We got dumped on with rain here about 2 hours ago, but yeah, the water's actually pretty clear and not very high. Okay, here we go. It's pretty overgrown up through here. Man, this is bad. I shouldn't have worn shorts. I call this nettle land. This is all stinging nettle. And I got shorts on. Damn it. Ouch. I told the forester a long time ago I was going to come down here and cut some of that stuff down, and I was kind of discouraged from doing it. But man, this is nasty. All right, I got my leg pricked and I'm feeling it. This box right here contains a trail register, and if you're walking up through here, you might think it's kind of a screwy place to put the trail register. Why didn't you put it down where that bridge is at or whatever? And the reason for that is because the trail used to start on the other side over there, and there was a footbridge here that came across right there, and the trail register was at the other end of the bridge. So, but that bridge got washed out in 2017, I think it was. So Oh my God. The places I got pricked by that nettle it's itchy. But I think we're out of that for the most part. No, we're not. Oh crap. Alrighty, come on. Look at this shit. It's a jungle. Seriously. That's all stinging nettle. Yeah. This summer has been exceptionally wet. So, I mean, the vegetation is just going nuts. And, I mean, it's like we don't get a general rainfall anymore. It's like a deluge every day. And, yeah, the plants are just going nuts, and bridges are getting washed out, and trees are getting uprooted because the soil's so soft. If you're familiar with Oil Creek State Park, on Wolf Kill Run, there's a bridge called the Bent Nail Bridge, and it's shaped like an A-frame. It's higher in the middle, and it got washed off its moorings here a couple of weeks ago, and it kind of took it all off in one piece. I think it could probably be set back on its base, but it's going to take some major manpower to do it. And then we have this bridge up here, wherever it's at. I'm not sure which one it is, but it got smashed by a tree. So how far we're going to go up here, I have no clue. If the nettle doesn't get me first. Here comes more of it. There's a tree right there. I don't think it was down the last time I was here. Most of the time I walk out in that rock to get a look upstream, but I'm not walking out there today. That rock's going to be like ice. That looks like a lightning strike. But, well, maybe I'm wrong, because I don't remember the last time I was here. But that cut doesn't look very fresh. Maybe it was, yeah, there's a lot of moss on it too. That's old. But I don't know, that split looks kind of new. It could have got hit by lightning on the ground. I don't know. Okay, we've made it to the Overlook Trail and the first swinging bridge, and I think right off the bat, this bridge is the one. Online, they were calling this trail closed, but there were no signs out at the other end. Well, I don't know, the bridge looks all right, but there's a sign on it. We'll see what it says. This tree right here is a fresh fall. Oh, shit. Trail closed until further notice due to a collapsed bridge. Presently, there's a portion of Dennison Run Trail closed to the public. We apologize for your inconvenience. Thanks for cooperation. And that's just a map. It doesn't tell you which trail, or which bridge rather. So I'm gonna go find out. So here we are at Bridge 1. It's all right. I would say that because of how wet it is and how wet it has been and the heat and humidity, the bugs down here today are just atrocious. Little gnats, pesky little bastards. Okay, we're coming up on the second bridge. Here we are at Bridge 2, and it's still all right. So that's 2 down. 2 to go. We'll walk out here and take a look upstream. I don't know if you can see that haze from the warm air above the cold water, but it's visible to me. I don't know if it's visible to you or not, or the bugs flying in front of me. Okay, we're going up that trail. I got bridge 3 in my sights, and this is the one. I can tell. I can tell. Here we are. Oh man, could there be any more of a direct hit? Holy shit. Whoa. Right there's the tree that broke off. Catty corner right down across it. Yikes. I really don't think there's anything there that could even be salvaged. And as far as doing a wet crossing, I don't know, maybe right there. Or I'm going to walk upstream a little bit and see what's up there. Let's get a little better look here. Oh, that is sickening. Well, under what I would call normal summer conditions, you could probably cross right there without any problem. But this year, I suppose if you're a purist, you would wade through that. But I'm pure, but I don't think I'm that pure. There's a little different perspective of it. So I guess I can't get to the places I typically camp from this direction. Okay, well, there you go. It's bridge 3. And bridge 3 is about 1/2 or 5/8 of a mile from the mouth of Dennison Run. That's sickening. As somebody who frequents this place a lot, that's sad. I hope they fix it, but I don't know what to think. Okay, well, that satisfies my curiosity, I guess. All right, well, bug in the eye. Okay, back to the Jeep I go. Not particularly looking forward to wading that stinging nettle again, but let's see if I can walk through there sideways this time. Okay, there you go. From the Kennerdell tract, bridge 3, going. Later.